The rise of artificial intelligence is changing the world, but there's more to the story than what meets the eye. As AI rapidly evolves, there are things being kept under wraps, secrets that could reshape how we live, work, and think. Here are 10 things they're not telling you about the coming AI. The silent takeover of your mind. The silent takeover of your mind happens slowly and without you noticing. It starts with the small things you see every day, like ads, TV shows, or social media posts. At first, it feels like nothing, but over time, these things influence what you think, want, and believe. Technology makes it worse by tracking what you do online and showing you more of what you like, keeping you hooked. This constant stream of information makes it hard to focus or think deeply. You start to lose the ability to sit quietly with your own thoughts. Social media also makes you compare yourself to others, making you feel like you're not enough. All of this happens quietly, shaping how you think and act without you realizing. The key to stopping it is being aware of these influences and taking time to disconnect, so you can think for yourself and not let others control your mind. The unseen architects of tomorrow. The unseen architects of tomorrow are the people quietly shaping the future, even though we don't always see their work. These are the scientists, innovators, and leaders creating new technologies and solutions to the world's problems. They're also everyday people whose actions and ideas are slowly making a difference. While we often only see the results of their work, they are the ones behind big changes like clean energy, artificial intelligence, and ways to fight climate change. These architects are working to connect the world, improve healthcare, and make our lives better. But much of their work happens without recognition. Even the way we think, the stories we hear, and the values we hold are being shaped by people who may never be famous, but whose influence will last for generations. These quiet creators are building a future full of new possibilities, and even if we don't see it now, their work will change the world in ways we can't yet imagine. The emotional puppeteers. In today's world, our emotions are being controlled by hidden forces we often don't notice. These emotional puppeteers are behind much of the media we see, from social media to advertising and the news. On social media, platforms are designed to keep us engaged by making us feel things like excitement, fear, or anger. When something triggers us emotionally, we're more likely to like, comment, or share it, which keeps us hooked and addicted to our screens. Advertisers also know how to make us feel certain ways to get us to buy things. They create ads that make us feel urgent, happy, or afraid of missing out, influencing us to make purchases we didn't plan on. The news also plays on our emotions by using headlines that grab our attention, often focusing on negative or extreme stories. These emotional stories keep us stressed or divided, but they also make us more likely to engage. The problem is, when our emotions are controlled, we start to make decisions without really thinking. Instead of using logic or reason, we act based on feelings that have been pushed onto us. These emotional puppeteers are everywhere, and it's important to recognize when they're influencing us. By becoming aware of these hidden forces, we can take back control over our emotions and make decisions based on what we truly want, not what others are making us feel. The quantum leap. The quantum leap is when something changes suddenly and dramatically, almost like jumping from one point to another in a way that seems impossible. In life, it's when you've been working hard for something, and then, out of nowhere, a new idea or opportunity comes along that makes everything fall into place faster than expected. This leap doesn't happen through slow progress. It's a big, unexpected change that often comes after a moment of clarity or understanding. While it's exciting, it's also about taking risks and stepping out of your comfort zone. A quantum leap can be a turning point in life, reminding us that even when things feel like they're not moving forward, a big change could be just around the corner, waiting to take us further than we imagined. The digital immortals. The digital immortals are people, ideas, and creations that live on in the online world long after the person who created them is gone. Things like social media profiles, videos, and blog posts can continue to exist and be seen by others, even after the person who made them is no longer around. This gives a kind of digital immortality, because your voice, story, or image can live forever on the internet. It's not just people who can become digital immortals. Ideas and movements can also stay alive through online content. Social media even keeps profiles active after someone passes away, letting them be remembered in some way. This raises questions about how our digital memories are kept and who controls them. The digital world can make it hard to completely erase something once it's online. As more of our lives are shared online, we create a digital legacy that can last forever and be remembered by future generations. Though we can't control everything about our digital afterlife, we can decide what we want to share and how we want to be remembered. The ethical minefield. The ethical minefield is when we have to make tough decisions, and every choice seems to have risks or consequences. We often face situations where it's hard to know what's right or wrong. With new technology, like social media or artificial intelligence, these decisions are even harder. For example, we might wonder if it's okay to share too much personal information online, or if using robots instead of people is fair. In science, things like gene editing raise questions about whether it's right to change the way life works. These are just a few examples of how tricky it can be to know the right thing to do. As the world changes, we need to think carefully about our choices, understand their impact on others, and talk openly about what we think is right and wrong. The ethical minefield will keep getting more complicated, and it's up to us to figure out how to deal with it. The bionic brains. Bionic brains are a way of combining human intelligence with advanced technology to make our brains work even better. Scientists are creating ways to connect our brains to computers or robots, which could help people with disabilities control prosthetics or communicate with their minds. It could also improve things like memory, learning, and decision-making. In the future, bionic brains might let us instantly access information or learn new skills just by connecting to technology. This raises big questions. If machines are part of our minds, are we still truly human? What if others can access or control our thoughts? While bionic brains offer amazing possibilities, we need to think carefully about how to use them and the effects they might have on our identity, privacy, and society. The Singularity Countdown. The Singularity Countdown is the idea that we're getting closer to a time when artificial intelligence becomes smarter than humans. At this point, machines could think, learn, and make decisions on their own, changing everything in ways we might not expect. AI helps with things like driving cars and diagnosing diseases, but as it gets more advanced, it might be able to solve big problems for us. There's also a worry about what could happen if machines become too smart. Would we still be able to control them? Could they make decisions that hurt people or society? While the singularity could bring great benefits, like improving medicine or space exploration, we need to make sure AI aligns with human values and is controlled carefully. As we move toward this moment, it's important to think about the risks and how we can manage them. The future of AI will depend on how we handle it today. The human element. The human element is what makes us truly special. It's the part of us that technology can't replace. Our emotions, creativity, kindness, and ability to connect with others. As technology and artificial intelligence, AI, continue to grow, it's easy to forget that these human qualities are what make life meaningful. While machines can make things easier and faster, it's our ability to feel, imagine, and care for one another that gives us the real power. Machines can't experience emotions like joy or love, and they can't truly understand the value of being kind or helpful. When we face challenges, it's not just our brains that guide us, but also our hearts. Our emotions, beliefs, and values shape how we think and act. Our experiences, our stories, and the cultures we belong to help us make decisions and find solutions. Even in the world of technology, it's the human touch that ensures progress works for us, not the other way around. Whether we're creating new technology, making art, or solving problems, it's our humanity that leads to real change. Technology helps us do more, but it's the human element that gives everything we do meaning and heart. As we look ahead to a world where technology is everywhere, we must remember that being human is what makes us strong. The human element is what connects us, pushes us forward, and makes life worth living. Never forget the power of the human touch, as it is what keeps us grounded in a world of machines. Privacy concerns. As AI becomes a bigger part of our lives, privacy is a major concern. AI systems collect lots of personal information about us, like our online activities, health details, and buying habits, often without us even knowing. This data can be used to target us with ads, track our behavior, and build detailed profiles. In serious areas like healthcare and finance, sensitive information could be misused or hacked. The biggest problem is that we don't always know how much data is being collected or how it's being used. To protect privacy, Stronger rules and more transparency are needed. People must have control over their personal information and be aware of what's being shared. As AI continues to grow, it's important to find a balance between its benefits and our right to privacy. As AI continues to shape our future, it's important to stay informed about its hidden truths. The potential benefits are vast, but so are the risks. Make sure you're aware of what's coming so you can navigate the AI revolution with confidence. Stay cautious, stay prepared, and stay informed.